Today on Monkey Life.
Paquita!
It's all about new arrivals. Paquita might be expecting one.
We're pretty confident that she's pregnant.
Marmosets Hazel and Solomon get to meet one.
Oh, little kisses. Hey, Mummy.
And the park gets ready for 5 unusual nocturnal guests from 6,000 miles away. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
Smells a bit macaque in there, but yeah, we're good.
The park provides a home for more than 250 monkeys and apes from 20 different species. Over the last decade, Monkey World has led the way in the successful breeding and care of woolly monkeys. Sadly, their numbers are greatly in decline in their South American habitats, and also in captivity. Monkey World has over 50% of the world's captive population. Over at the top Woolies enclosure, one of the park's more successful mums is Paquita. She's had 4 babies, and the primate care team are hoping it won't be long before another is on the way.
She's certainly put on weight, so obviously that could be an indication. She's also starting to look quite uncomfortable, so when she's sitting down, you can see her kind of stretching and just generally looking like quite an uncomfortable pregnant lady. And we have seen her at the water bowl a little bit more often than we normally would, so all of those signs kind of added together make us think that she is pregnant again. Paquita!
To find out if the woolly is expecting again, Emily uses reward-based clicker training. It allows her to get close to Paquita and have a feel of her stomach.
Hand. Good girl.
After Emily's careful inspection, it seems it's good news for the top woolies.
Quite often you can start to feel bumps and lumps as the baby's developing. With Paquita, it's a little bit tricky. She is a slightly larger lady. She does enjoy her food quite a lot. So there is a little bit of an extra layer that you kind of have to feel through before you can actually feel if the baby's there.
But the big question is, who's the daddy? With woolly monkeys, it's often difficult to guess what stage of their pregnancy they're in. Just a few months ago, the previous elderly dominant male Oaska sadly passed away. If the baby comes soon, it's pretty likely he's the father. This would be a lovely legacy for Oaska, because despite his leadership role, he didn't have many babies over the years. However, if Paquita keeps everyone waiting for longer, then it's highly likely the new infant is Chippy's, who took over after Oaska's death.
He's a very handsome, dominant male, so I'm sure he'll produce a very good-looking baby. But also it means that he's settled into the group very nicely. He's obviously building very good relationships with the females, and they've accepted him fully as their dominant male.
For now, it's just a waiting game, but Emily's confident that Paquita is getting bigger for all the right reasons.
I have felt a few kind of bumps and lumps that are developing over the weeks, but obviously I'll just keep checking her every single day, and hopefully as the baby grows they'll become even more evident.
It's been less than 24 hours since Alison returned from Cardiff with a 4-month-old marmoset called Moon. His owner bought him through the pet trade, but agreed he would be happier living with his own species at the park. The team aren't 100% sure of Moon's sex, but they think it's a boy. Because he's still a baby, he needs an adoptive family. So this morning, Moon is going to meet Hazel and Solomon, who hopefully will give him the support he needs.
Fingers crossed, they'll love him because he's little, and their parental instincts will kick in. and he'll create a nice little family. Obviously, we don't know when he last saw his parents. We don't know how old he was when they took him away from his parents, so hopefully he'll know the right noises and respond well to them when he sees them.
Moon is in his nesting box as Karen pulls back the slide to let Hazel in to meet him. Hazel was born at the park 13 years ago, reared in a family group by her parents and with younger siblings, so she does have some experience to draw on. Karen is hoping this stable family background will spark the right instincts. It's a cautious start. Moon hasn't been in contact with another marmoset since being taken from his parents, so he's understandably wary. Hazel is definitely interested, and after poking her head in the nest box, she goes right in to check Moon out. It's reasonably positive so far. Both are cautiously curious and making the right sort of noises, using contact calls and greetings. Karen decides it's time to add Solomon to the mix. His history is not dissimilar to Moon's. He too was a tiny baby when he arrived at the park. He was successfully adopted and has since thrived.
It's a wait and see time. We've never put a youngster with this pair before, so it is always a kind of a bit of guesswork to see whether it will work. But yeah, we'll give it a go and see what happens. Are you ready, Solomon? Ready?
Solomon's arrival has an immediate effect on Moon. He leaves the safety of his box and tries to jump on Solomon's back. Typical baby marmoset behaviour. But Solomon's not so keen. Maybe too much too soon? Undeterred and getting more confident by the minute, Moon tries again, and this time gets close enough to Hazel for a cuddle.
Oh, little kisses. Hey, Mummy.
Hazel's maternal instincts kick in, and she reciprocates. Before long, both adults become more and more protective of Moon.
Relieved so far, but you never know what's going to happen. And if we're not 100% sure, then we'll separate them and we'll go again tomorrow. So we'll just get them carrying on and living their life as normal.
Even though Moon has had more human than marmoset contact throughout his short life, the success of this introduction just goes to show how much primates, like Moon, need to be with others of their own kind. The team are quietly confident that Tiny Primate has found a family to help with his new life. At Peanut's enclosure, life has changed quite a bit in the last few months for the golden-cheeked gibbons. Following Tio's move to the bachelor group, the family are down to 3. Dad Peng Yo, Mum Peanut, and young adult daughter Tia Nang. For Peanut, this is the first time since their eldest son Tien was born almost 11 years ago that there hasn't been a youngster in the group.
Peanut now is actually loving life. She's got a chance to just relax and take life easy. For a long time, she has been a full-time mother. She's had young children to look after. And now, with our youngest having moved out, Tia Nang's now an adult female, and she can actually just spend time relaxing and interacting with her without having to take care of her. And it's really lovely to see. But at the moment, they are a very relaxed and happy group and looking pretty good together.
Daughter Tia Nang has just gone through her second colour change. Now she's become a young adult, she's interacting more and more with both parents. She's always been very close to her mum, but is also enjoying hanging out with Dad, Peng Yo.
For a good period of time, they were quite separate and didn't actually have any kind of interaction. It's now really nice to see that she's gone through that and she actually wants to spend time again with both of her parents, and that is really lovely.
Dad Peng Yo had a tough start in life. He was stolen from the wild as a baby and confiscated by the authorities while being smuggled into Taiwan. After being rescued, he was moved to Monkey World. Once he was paired up with Peanut, he didn't look back.
He's done an incredible job of being a dad. Now, he's got probably one of our most grumpy females to actually live with. She is hard work, Peanut, and he does actually tolerate her really quite well. He's very great with the kids. He's always spent lots of time loving them and hugging them and playing with them. But when Peanut's nearby, he tends to take more of a back seat and just keep on with territorial displays.
He's also one of the fastest movers in the park.
Without a shadow of a doubt, our most agile and incredible Gibbon to watch is Pongo. He is just fantastic in the trees. He is so quick. He makes everything look completely effortless, and he's a very handsome looking chap as well.
The only problem for staff now that Tia Nang has become an adult is trying to distinguish between her and Mum Peanut. Luckily, nature has played a helping hand.
At the moment, Peanut is almost fluorescent orange. She is really, really dark, and it does actually help us to distinguish between her and Tia Nang from a distance.
At the park's hospital building, it's all hands on deck as staff put the finishing touches to new bedrooms for some long-awaited special arrivals.
You might not recognize it, but this is actually our hospital, and inside what was designed originally to be the recovery area of our hospital, which we've never really used, we've decided to kit it out with some bedrooms, and this is now our new Loris complex. So I'm very excited because this is the start of a new thing for us here at the park in assisting with the care, rehabilitation and conservation of slow loris. Beautiful, aren't they? Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, 5 slow loris are due to arrive from Hong Kong. Slow loris are nocturnal primates from Southeast Asia, and due to a dramatic rise in the illegal pet trade, all 8 species are vulnerable or endangered and receive the highest level of protection under international law.
Yeah, so all looking good.
All 5 have been confiscated by the authorities from black market traders who smuggled them from the wild. Monkey World does have experience with lorises. Its sister sanctuary in Vietnam, Dao Tien, has rescued and rehabilitated many pygmy slow loris and has released more than 30 back into the wild.
Hello, my friend.
And 2 years ago, Alison went to the Maldives to collect Boo, a Bengal slow loris who had been confiscated by the authorities there.
Okay. Last towns?
She was brought back to the park, which acted as the quarantine centre before she could transfer to a wildlife trust in Devon. The 5 loris, 3 males and 2 females, will spend 4 months in quarantine. Then, they too will move to Devon, where they'll be part of a brand new European breeding programme to help secure this endangered species.
We're going to be able to pair them up, so 2 male-female pairs, and then that leaves 1 surplus male to be a companion for the female Boo, who I brought back from the Maldives. So I'm just really pleased that something that we started 2 years ago and helping with is now coming back around and we're able to help more. And very exciting time because 5 slow loris coming into any one place is very rare.
Alison frequently gets reports and photos of loris being offered for sale on the black market. Originally stolen for traditional medicine purposes, many loris are now being illegally poached to become pets, or even to be used in the tourist industry. For these shy, nocturnal creatures, being snatched out of their natural habitat is extremely distressing, and most are very poorly cared for.
I'm receiving photo after photo after photo of loris being used as beach photographers' props, mainly in Turkey right now, but also in the Russian Federation, and also, it's a native country, but in Thailand.
But for these 5, absolutely everything is being done to make sure they have all they need, and the excitement is building in what is the start of a whole new loris project for everyone at Monkey World. Breakfast time is always a highlight for the chimps, but today, Hananya's group of 19 are having breakfast with a twist. The primate care staff are filling the enclosure's empty pond with as much straw and dry leaves as they can. And rather than their usual varieties of fruit and veg, the team are putting whole limes among the leaves, as well as a scatter feed of seed and cereal. The chimps will have to hunt for their breakfast and track down this excellent source of vitamin C. The team are also placing a few extra limes around the rest of the enclosure to give the entire group a fair chance to get some breakfast. Not much gets past this gang. Chimps are highly intelligent, and they soon realise there's something very different about the previously empty pond. They make a beeline straight for it, and Johnny is particularly excited about what she might find. It doesn't take long to work out breakfast is buried among the leaves, and the group are soon busy foraging for food. Cherry has already purloined a handful. Even little Thelma drops in, keen to check what's on offer. Valerie's not bothered about seeds and nuts. She's nabbed 3 limes and is heading high to eat breakfast in peace. While Kiki decides the sanctuary of long grass is a safer bet to eat hers. Even low rankers like Arthur are allowed to join in, although he's always wary of what's going on around him. But in chimp society, there will always be squabbles, especially where there's food, and Evelyn puts Johnny in her place. Though for others like Marjolaine and Tootie, a hug and a kiss can settle matters just as easily. Even Hananya's gone quiet. It's a good form of enrichment and a great start to the chimp's day. At 3 years old, Thelma is the youngest chimp in the park. Daughter of Hananya and Cherry, she's loved by all the chimps in the group and has the run of their territory. But when it comes to food, it's generally every chimp for his or herself. As charming as Thelma is, she's not a baby anymore, and Arthur's not giving up his breakfast for anyone. So she goes back to doing what she likes best, having fun. The youngster loves playing with and chasing all the adults in the group, and they all indulge her. But Mum Cherry is always around just to keep an eye out and provide a hug. With breakfast almost over, there's work to be done. Some, like Evelyn, Simon and Valerie, are on patrol, with Cherry and Thelma now bringing up the rear. Shamak is checking the boundary in his own unique way, while Hananya keeps a wary eye on events. But some of the girls have had enough for one morning. Peggy is off to make her nest, while Trudy and Kiki are doing their best to wrap up warm from the cold, ready for a mid-morning nap. And the boss of the group, well, he's still munching. A leader needs to keep his strength up. "6,000 miles away and half an hour outside the bustle of Hong Kong City, at Kadoorie Farm and Botanic Gardens Rescue Centre, 5 Bengal slow loris are preparing to leave their home to begin a new life in the UK. Monkey World is going to act as a quarantine centre for the 3 male and 2 female loris before they head to their new permanent home at the Sheldon Wildlife Trust in Devon.
Pleased to have found a good placement solution for these animals, and Monkey World are going to be a critical partner in this exchange. They'll be receiving the animals and quarantining them and helping to move them on eventually to their final homes in the Sheldon Wildlife Trust. It's a great thing that we can manage to find a partnership like this. We've worked hard for years to find this placement. I really hope this one is a successful placement.
The 5 slow loris arrived at the centre via different routes, either confiscated by the authorities or surrendered to local animal welfare officers. They've all been stolen from the wild by black market traders, but no one is sure of their origin.
Illegal trade is clandestine, it's hidden, so we can't be exactly sure where they're coming from, but the most likely source countries are going to be Vietnam, Cambodia, maybe northern Thailand, some of them possibly that reach Hong Kong coming from a bit further south, possibly coming from Indonesia. So by the time they reach somewhere like our rescue centre, they've been through an arduous journey and a lot of stress. That means when we get them here, many of them are actually in pretty poor condition.
The Rescue and Conservation Centre has been running for more than 20 years, and in that time has taken in over 60 loris.
Yeah, the gums are good, the teeth are nice and clean. Okay, the heart is very good.
Today, the vet has been called in for a final health check, clearing the loris as fit to fly.
The animal seems to be in perfect condition to go back to the UK.
Next test is the shipping crate.
Oh, she went quiet there. Straight on the pole, look.
That went well. After such a bad start in life, Paul is determined that all the loris will be as safe and comfortable as possible for the long journey ahead of them.
She's using the grab rail. Looks like it's working anyway. She's taken to the resting shelf really well and used that grab rail as she went in, so that's just perfect. Planning for this transfer has been sort of afoot for probably now up to 2 years, so we really hope that the final stage, the shipment, the movement, the transfer, the quarantine, all goes well, and that the animals arrive safely and comfortably without too much stress at the other end.
It'll take more than 24 hours to fly the 5 loris 6,000 miles to start their brand new lives in the UK and help secure a future for individuals stolen from the wild.